So we are back with the All Things Arsenal podcast here with my special guest, Jez. Jez, how are we doing today?
Yeah, very good, Gracie. Very good. It's been a beautiful day today.
It
Um,
has.
been out in my little classic car, having a drive around, cleaned her all up, polished her up, um, and it's nice to get out and about. To be honest, because I never take that car out in the rain. Basically, in the winter, goes into hiding, so it's lovely to get out and about. It was stunning, and thoroughly enjoyed it. To be fair.
Yeah, it's been lovely. Been a nice 15 degrees, and lucky for me, I live by the beach, so all things are well down here. You get to be out cleaning the car, and I get to be slaving away at work experience, but it has to be done. So it was 1-0 to Arsenal at Villa Park. An interesting game. What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, it's a positive win, obviously. I mean, yeah, we always want Arsenal to win, and even though after the game, player ratings, I look miserable, depressed,
Yeah,
not happy
yeah,
about them.
negative. Yeah,
Yeah, negative. No, as I very, very, very first said when I went on the Leeds channel, I always want Arsenal to win, but when we don't win, it annoys me, and we could have won by a lot more, Gracie. To be fair,
100%.
I said in the player ratings, and I said it on fan cam, that if we had a decent striker, which at the moment we don't. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Lacazette. I don't really rate Eddie, to be fair. I think at the moment the problem with Lacazette, he is just so lacking in confidence. And we've, over the years, we've all seen strikers do this. We've seen Henri go through it. Ian Wright went through it. Two of Arsenal's highest goal scorers ever for the club. So it happens. So I'm not going to knock the bloke for it. But as we stand, that game could have been over at half time. Job done. Thank you very much. And we'd all be more than happy. But Villa really didn't pose us too many threats, did they? Let's be honest.
No.
I thought they were very poor. Coutinho, I remember we had the option of getting him. Why? There's times, I have to be quite honest, there's times in that first half, is he actually on the pitch? Is he actually playing? Because I didn't see him do anything. So, yeah, it's a good result. Keeps us fourth.
Yep.
We're game in hand, 3 points ahead of the noisy neighbours, although we've still got to go down there and play them. And we haven't done well there for I think 7 years. So that's a big ask. So we'll see what comes out. But, yeah, it was a great win, positive. And we're on the road. We're getting into the Champions League.
Yeah, because we got Super Mick Arteta, so all is well. The chants are flowing, people. While we're on the topic of Lacazette, I mean, I completely agree with you. He was just missing. He had a few chances to score, and he didn't. He just laid them off, and then play broke down. Even just taking those opportunities, you don't know what could happen. Gonna come for a comment from Darren here. Laka does not have a partner and is playing up front on your own is not easy, but he's getting the service. It's there. He's just not performing. Jez, what are your thoughts on this comment?
Well, I can see where Darren's coming from to a point, but he's there. He's got Odegaard, Partey, and Martinelli, Saka, all feeding him.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't tend to agree there, Darren, that he's on his own. All right, he hasn't got a striker stood alongside of him. But if you're a top striker, you don't need another striker stood next to you. He gets a lot of action and service from, and Tierney gets him in the box. Unfortunately, Lacazette's not the tallest of strikers. And I do sometimes wonder what is the point of putting in these high balls for him to head up, because that's never going to happen. when he's up against 6'3", 6'4" defenders, he's never going to win the ball. But there was that case in point twice, well, one in particular on that game against Villa. He tangled the ball up in his feet. It happens. I get that. I perfectly understand. We've seen loads and loads and loads of players do that, and it's annoying. But you know, when you are getting into the box, you need to get your position right. And currently, to me, he just isn't. And that is, I'm not slagging him off, but that to me is he just lacks confidence. And when your confidence is down as a striker, then it's hellishly difficult to come back from it. Personally, as I said before the game, I'd have rested him and I'd have had Pepe up front.
Yep.
Although when Pepe came on, he wasn't great, but Pepe's not getting match time. He's not getting the minutes, and when he does come on, he doesn't have a great amount of time to prove himself because Mikel Arteta keeps doing the same old. You know, we can all predict almost to the minutes when the substitutions are going to come and who's going to be sub for who.
It was a miracle because Arteta did it 10 minutes early, and he subbed Pepe on. He usually does it about 33, 30, or 33, or about closer to 34 is exactly when he does it. And then a few minutes later, he'll sub on Nketiah. We all know how it runs.
Well, and is that not so predictable to the opposition? Now, I think on Saturday, the team lineup for Villa, I think, was just not good enough. They had an off day. I mean, I said before that going to Villa Park is a tricky place to go. Always has been. You know, I can remember the '79 Cup final. We just beaten Man United 3-2. Everybody's hyped. Last game of the season, we went to Villa Park and got done 5-2, I think it was. Now, you can probably say, well, the season was over. We won the FA Cup. So what was there to play for? And there wasn't really, to be fair. But Villa at home are a dangerous team. You know, it is not a tricky place to play. They've got a great fan base, a great atmosphere. And a question here, actually, you may not. Villa Park, back in the day, when it was standing, no seating, had the biggest standing terrace in English football.
Yeah.
The Holt End. Yeah. Hold 32,000. And great question for a quiz one day, maybe.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that's how I see it. Anyway, that's how I see it.
Yeah, no, Villa definitely had an off day. You know, big names didn't show up for them, which was a shame. We did take it away with just one goal, which was a nice goal, very nice goal from Saka. Impressive. Again, he's had a good couple of games, so let's hope he can keep it up after the international break, which of course we have over the next couple of weeks, and then we're against Crystal Palace. That's not going to be an easy game. Selhurst Park, very, very difficult. And we all can remember what happened at the start of the season at home. Very tricky. We literally scraped it by seconds with Lacazette. And, you know, Patrick Vieira, we all know, he's a good player and a good manager. So you don't know what could happen. And we're very predictable, as you said. So it's going to be very difficult. Thinking ahead, what are you thinking about the Crystal Palace game? Do you think we could take away 3 points?
That's a big ask, Gracie. The way they're playing at the moment, I think there's confidence in the Arsenal team to a point. I hope Lacazette during international break can build some, because he's a dangerous player. We know that. I don't rate him as high up as I used to with Aubameyang. He was a very dangerous player in the box, but going down to Selhurst Park is that is another tricky place to go. It's a small ground, enclosed, a fan base that doesn't shut up from half an hour before the game to half an hour after the game, and been there many a time to watch. I've been to see Palace games, not even just to watch Arsenal. I used to know a few fellas that, well, I still do, that are Palace fans. I used to go and watch Palace, Brighton, and other games. So it's a great place to go and watch a game of football, and it's going to be tricky. And I just hope we can get out of the blocks, and get 3 points. Personally, I'm going for a draw on that one. I am going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I'll just read you some stats for all of you people that love the stats. So we actually have a win probability here. And it's Crystal Palace at 23% chance of winning, apparently. This is based on recent form. The draw is 28%, and Arsenal to win is actually 49%. Which again it's stats. It's whoever turns up on the day, really. That's football. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you're in form or not. You could still get smashed 3-0, 4-0.
Look at what Liverpool done at look at what Brighton have done to Liverpool.
Exactly.
Informed team, yet Brighton can turn up and do the job. So
and we can't.
And we can't. No, we can't.
Not against the big teams. We're gonna look at the top 6 here, and our shocking record of beating the top 6. And I think as I was discussing the other day on Del Boy's channel with you on there as well, that if we don't beat the top 6, there isn't really enough points for us to be getting top 4 unless you're scraping. It makes it incredibly difficult. It makes the 4th position is already as tight as it is between a few points. Without beating the top 6, it doesn't look great. What are your thoughts on our lack of record, let's say, against the top 6 teams, and who would you actually class as the top 6? Because it's very opinionated.
Top 6 to me: Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, without a question of doubt, biggest club in English football. Arsenal, without a doubt. So that's 5, isn't it?
Yeah. Would you say it's between Leicester, maybe? All right, are they up there, or West Ham, Tottenham?
No, I wouldn't say West Ham. West Ham have had a great season, but let's be fair. You know, we've seen West Ham do it once in every 10. So yeah. I can't classify them as a top 6 team. You said Leicester. Leicester. Well, I'd have to go. Tricky one. I'd have to go Leicester or Tottenham. Be fair.
Yeah.
Tottenham in the last few years have finished above us, so you got to pop them in the mix. So that would be my top 6 currently. Although I'm probably talking nonsense, because the last 2 seasons we've finished 8th. So, but if you look at it historically, then for sure we're in the top 6. Performance-wise, apart from this season, where we're currently lying 4th, but everybody's gassing it up that we're in the Champions League. And as I said to a few fellas on the shows, don't count your chickens, mate, because been there, seen it, done it. And we ain't there yet. We haven't qualified yet. And if West Ham, let's get it right, if they were to win the Europa Cup, we don't get in. They do. So
exactly.
Let's. I don't think they will. Be fair, but it's a possibility. So everybody's gassing it all up and jumping up and down, getting the bunching out already, and I'm just looking at this one game at a time.
Yeah, me too. And we have big games coming up. certainly not going to be easy, and the games in hand, they're not guaranteed either. I mean, we yet to face Chelsea, Man United, Tottenham. We've still got to play West Ham as well.
Mm,
And they have had a good season. And that's another team you have to always look out for.
yeah,
You can never go steal a win. And then we still have Everton. I mean, Everton are in quite a lot of trouble
yeah.
this season. I haven't seen them play this bad in quite a while.
Newcastle.
Pardon?
We've got Newcastle.
Yep, Newcastle to face as well, and Leeds,
Mm,
and Brighton and Southampton as well. So the last games are very much uncertain, and we can say it's uncertain because I don't know how we're going to play one game to the next. You can really show up in the first half, but then we still lose.
Have we got Southampton? Do you know? Is it Southampton away or is it at home?
It is away.
Well, I tell you what, we ain't got a great record down there at the Dell, the new
No.
Dell. You know, so lost there in the FA Cup.
Yep.
Last year, and we lost there, I think, last year in the Premier League. So, you know, let's not say that we're going to win there. Leeds United fighting, you know, they're fighting. They're in for a battle.
Yeah.
To keep their Premiership status. Brighton, a team that years ago we would just laugh at that fixture and say, "Oh yeah, Brighton, yeah, 2-0, 3-0 all day long."
Yeah.
You know, not now.
No.
They've got a decent manager, not a massive squad or great squad, I mean, but they grind the results. And oh yeah, sorry, static. Yeah, it's St Mary's now, isn't it? It's not the Dell. And I'll speak to the Millwall actually, the new den. Sorry, and so yeah, you know, not one of those games would I sit here and say, "Oh yes, that's a bang on result all day long." You know, I mean, Newcastle at the moment, I wouldn't take them lightly.
The only one where I can see is Leeds.
Yeah, oh yeah. They are in a bit of a nosedive, aren't they? Let's be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, United, Chelsea, going up to Spurs. You know, I mean, they could be very, very banana skins, all them, and all of a sudden, then our two in-hand games or our game in hand is gone, and then all of a sudden it's going to be panic, and that'll be interesting, Gracie, because as we have seen on the channels, you know, when Arsenal win and it's all positive, this is when all the little muppets come out shouting at me and Kenny and Lee that we're talking rubbish and I'm senile, I'm too old, don't know nothing about football, I'm a fake fan, never been to a game, blah, blah, blah. Well, they all suddenly shut up when Arsenal suddenly get into a sticky pot. And, you know, this is what I find hilarious about this fan base is if you are really on as an Arsenal fan, then you will be positive day in, day out. And, you know, I've tried to say to people, look, I don't always agree with Lee and his opinions. You know, we have discussions and everything. And I think sometimes Lee can go a bit far. But just because I don't support Mikel Arteta doesn't mean I don't want Arsenal to win. Arsenal win, I'll be very happy. I was happy after the result against Villa because I know how difficult a place that is to go and play a game of football. I've been there so many times in the years, and I've seen Arsenal have great results. I can assure you, I've seen Arsenal lose there more times than bloody win. Yeah, so don't. You know, sometimes people need to think before they speak. But unfortunately, most of these people that want to get on my case and Lee and Kenny's don't think because half of them haven't got a bloody brain.
Yeah.
and they just want to go along with the majority. They just want to be popular. They want to be liked, and they like to think they're saying the right thing. When in actual fact, all they're doing is following the mainstream supposed top gooners, who most of them talk absolute pants. Let's be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And while we're on this topic, I want to talk about a divided fan base, right? Because I've been thinking about this. I've been sitting on this for a while, and if I'm right, before Mikel Arteta, everyone was moaning that I can't remember if it was Arsene Wenger or Emery, but one of them, they divided the fan base towards the end. They're talking about this massive division. But now everyone's praising Arteta, but our fan base is a mess. It is
It is.
divided. It literally feels like outright war against each other. Um, and people will attack people for having a different opinion. And what are your thoughts on this divided fan base? You know, we've been in this situation before and people hated it and they were against it, against the manager for it. But what makes Mikel Arteta so special from this?
I think the problem is, Gracie, is quite simple. And this is not disrespecting anybody. Don't think I'm being up against. I'm not racist. I'm far from racist. If you look and analyse the names of these people that make these comments, then you go and look at who they subscribe to. Most of these people who are keyboard warriors and haters, right, are from abroad.
Yep.
I'm not saying all of them, but a majority. Kenny and I have been looking into this, and the fact, if you look at some of the sites they've subscribed to, they've got nothing to do with football, right? They are from Africa, they're from India, they're from Arab states, and they've never ever seen Arsenal play and never will get to see Arsenal play. And because they believe in Arteta, because Arteta is being promoted by so many leading top gooners, supposedly, and I have a big issue with people being called top gooners. That's historical. They go along, you know, listening to the band, people who think they know more when actually they don't. And there's people, I won't mention his name, one guy on Twitter who gives it all a big one. And Lee had it, I don't know if you saw the Muppet Show last
I did indeed. If you haven't seen it, people, go watch it because it is
one
brilliant.
guy up there, he doesn't even go to football games.
Correct.
He doesn't go. Yet he makes himself out to be a top gooner, right? Another idiot there who is quite currently, obviously, just lives in his back bedroom. He's probably as pale as shit because he never gets out in the sun and looks like a complete idiot when he had his arm round a girl outside the Emirates. You know, I mean, dear God, this is the problem. And the fan base, I've never seen anything like it. I can assure you, back in the days when there was issues with Terry O'Neill and things like that, you didn't have the fan base fighting amongst themselves. And I'll tell you for why. Because back then, the fan base was all local, within a mile. Yeah, all right, you had a few people that might be up in, you know, around the country, but football has changed so much. It's all global now. It's all on social media. Arsenal is a franchise, we know that, and that's what the Cronkies want. And the fact, if you don't agree with what these people believe in and what the people they follow, they don't like it because they haven't got enough knowledge of the club and what the club is about and how the club works. They get upset. And so they get angry and they have to go on, on the keyboard warriors. Oh, you're talking crap. Mikel's the best looking Spaniard. Oh, I mean, there was comments. I saw it. I saw them.
Yeah.
Arteta is the best looking manager in Premier League football. Who gives a shit? Now, I can understand that if that was some woman that fancied him. Fair play. Good luck to you. Nice one. That was a bloke. That was a bloke.
Not there's anything wrong with that chat. Still. Still.
No, look, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, if it was a bloke, that's fine. Crack on. I mean, if that's your way, that's your way. I'm not knocking you. But what a pathetic comment to make. Who's interested in that comment?
All I care about is whether we're scoring goals and winning games and winning things. I don't care about what the manager's doing in his time off or what each individual holiday he goes on. And on your comment about years ago when the fan base was so local, it was more of what I've heard anyway. It's more like a family, and at matches, you'd grab onto like this random person that you probably never met in your life before. And go have a drink with them after or whatever. But now you don't see that. Everyone's out by the 90th minute and wanting to leave. There's no connective, and no one hangs around the stadium, chanting before and after. They all bugger off home.
Well, you do get the melts that want to get on AFTV with that crew, and they're, you can see them there hanging around. I want to get on AFTV. And then they get on, they talk absolute bloody drivel. But unfortunately, there are people on that stream, I refuse to watch it, that talk absolute nonsense. And one of them at the moment, name begins with J and ends with N, he's loving it because he's predicting that, I got it, I called it first about Arteta and he's doing the right job. Well, mate, let me tell you, mister, you've only been going for 3 seasons, right? So don't make yourself out that you're the big man because you ain't. Yeah? Simple. There's people who know a lot more than you that get on AFTV because they've been going for a long, long time. So, this is what we're dealing with. And this is why the fan base is so fractured. And it is, and it breaks my heart to see it because I see the comments that people make, and you think it's so delusional. It is just tragic, and ever since, and I'm not blaming the Cronkies for it because they're businessmen and they're in it for a reason. They're here to make money.
Yeah,
and you can't say that Arteta hasn't been given money. He's had more money than any other club in bloody Europe. He's had 250 million quid. Now, everybody now is saying, we get in the Champions League and we'll get this, we'll buy all these top players. Are we? Are we really? Because the player we wanted in the January window didn't want to come to us.
No, then as well, we also had the possibility of qualifying. That still could have been an option, so that was on their table, and they still didn't want to come. And I'm sure you're the same. We're not saying that these players won't come. We're just questioning, like, why? Because at the end of the day, players want to compete in a competition, right? It's all good competing, being in the Champions League, but they can go to any team that's in the Champions League already and that's already qualified. What makes us stand out and so special? Because realistically, are we going to go and win it? Because that's what they want. They don't want to just play in the Champions League. They want to win it.
I totally agree. I mean, is Arsenal going to win the Champions League? No.
And any fan that says we are, just don't bother. Just don't.
Arsenal, let's be honest, Arsenal since 1969-70 have got a bloody awful record in Europe. I mean, we were in the Champions League for 25 years. We got to one final and we lost. Most of the time, get to the quarterfinals will one semi-final and lose. So let's not big it up that Arteta is going to attract just because we've got in the Champions League. Now everybody's going to want to come in to Arsenal because of Arteta. And this is what I don't get with these people, is they think, oh, Arsenal are getting in the Champions League. Oh, we're going to attract all these players. Are we? Really? Seriously? Do you honestly think so? We're going to get Neymar and all that. Going to suddenly Haaland, who's all of a sudden going to say, oh, I don't want to go Man City. I want to go play for Arsenal.
Yeah.
They've just qualified for the Champions League. They've got the best young manager in world football. So let's go there. Yeah? Oh, yeah. It's just madness, Gracie. I just don't get it. Yes, I want Arsenal to win the Champions League. When we lost the Champions League final we were in, and I still say to this day we were cheated, personally.
Yeah.
But there you go. I just don't get it. We got to a Europa Cup final and didn't turn up.
Yeah.
And got embarrassed by Chelsea. Yeah. We've been to a semi-final, got knocked out. Yeah. And that was Arteta, by the way.
Yep.
Thank you. And also Arteta against Panathinaikos. Really? And you think Arteta is going to win the Champions League? And let's get it right. His statement, Arsenal will win the Champions League in the third year. Well, that's this September, mate.
Exactly.
So
where's my trophy at?
Yeah, and and then all these people sit there and they big it up. Oh, Arteta, we're going to win the Champions League and we're going to get this player, we're going to get that player, and this, that, and that, la 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 la. Well, look at the business we did in January. Got rid of 6 players and bought no one. Oh, well, I lie. We got an American who? Probably the best player in America to come to Arsenal, isn't he? Why would he go anywhere else? It's pathetic. I sometimes, honestly, I won't lie to you. I just think I give up.
Yeah.
I really give up with it because it is just so sad to see the depths that the fan base of Arsenal Football Club have got to, and there is no standards that once were at this club where the faithful would support the club through and through. And I called out somebody that's been on Lee's channel as a subscriber since Lee started. I watched on a different channel yesterday, and this fella has been adamant. Arteta out, don't want him. Now it's flip-flopped. Arteta was doing the best thing for Arsenal, and this is what is. I could go into one by one, but
exactly, and just it's so hurtful towards some people as well. The comments that are being made, it's nasty. It's not just football fans being football fans anymore. It's gone to a bit of an extreme, which is really a shame. And unfortunately, now you don't really see an end to that until one of us is proven right, which makes it worse because then you don't know when that's going to happen, and it is really sad. And all I can say to everyone is just think what you're saying, okay? Think what you're saying before you say
it. Guy, he somehow, I don't know, he got hold. He was going to shoot me.
Really?
Going to smoke me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that one. Yeah.
Little muppet. Now, how pathetic. Now, I reckon that kid's about 12, 13, 14, because Lee had it the other day. Oh, don't ever turn up to the Emirates because the mob will bash you up. Well, that's a child's comment because a child says bash you up. That's the sort of thing you say when you're an 11, 12-year-old in the playground. I'm going to bash you up.
Yeah, it's the new slang.
it's just really, it doesn't upset you that much that because somebody has a different opinion to you, that you have to get angry about it. You know, I've had debates with Arsenal fans over 53 flaming years. It doesn't mean I want to shoot them.
No, exactly. It is bad. It's terrible. It's got to a point and something needs to be done. But there isn't, because everyone can say what they want on social media, and that is one of the big problems. What we have now.
I do remember this sort of started to spread as a cancer amongst the Arsenal fans that towards the end of the Wenger times, because I can remember being at games and there were fans fighting amongst themselves. You had the Wengers out and you had the Wengers in, and there was, I can remember seeing it, you know, people that had sat alongside each other for 6 or 7 years at various places in the stadium, and they're having a punch up because somebody would make us, you know, Wenger out, get out the club, you, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'd say that a few times, and then somebody would turn around and say, look, mate, you shut up, and then they'd have a punch up, and the stewards would drag them out. And you think, how sad is that?
Because you'll never go to a game again, for one. And it's just sad. It is so sad. And that's what's happening again. But it's worse this time. It's worse. Because you have all the younger generation piping up now. We're just going to get into some of these comments before we carry on, because there is quite a lot. Where are we going here? So, if Arsenal make Champions League next season, how far do you see ourselves going in the competition? Jez?
Unless there's some serious investment, and I mean serious investment, we need 2 top-class strikers. I won't say world-class, but I'll say top-class. Mm-hmm. Let's be fair, there's not many about. I'll take Ivan Toney, for sure, from Brentford, all day long, without a heartbeat. We need a top, good central defender, defensive defender maybe. Partey, I think, is starting to shape up. I really do. I think Odegaard is getting there. A player, I'll pop my hands up for all the haters. When he came here last season, I thought he was absolute pony, but he's proved me wrong at some games this season. He's been outstanding. So fair play to him. And you know, this is a comment I'll make, Gracie. I will always support every player on that park.
Yeah.
But if they continue to play poor, like Xhaka still does, then no. Well, where would we get? Unless we have serious investment, we need another right back. We need another one central defender. Without, let's put it right. If we don't get 2 top-class strikers, then I would say we wouldn't even get out the group stage.
Yep,
personally.
I agree. Yep, 100%. And the same with Darren here. I agree. We need serious. Could you imagine like Ben White going against Lewandowski?
Yeah.
Not happening. Not happening.
You had Terry on the Football Terrace today thinking he's brilliant.
I don't think Ben White's. He got called up to the England squad, which I thought was interesting. But if you guys don't know already, me and Jez aren't the biggest fans of international football, so we won't get into England today because I'm clueless about England. I literally barely know anything about it.
I don't watch it. It doesn't interest me international.
I only watch semi-finals, finals, whatever, with the family. But the haters don't understand that, of course. We are happy that Arsenal win, and we do give credit to Arteta and the players, but Arteta cannot take us further to win the league.
Exactly.
And that's the point.
That's it. You summed it up, my friend. You summed it up. You know, I don't hate Arteta. Let's get it right. Yeah. Gracie doesn't hate Arteta. We just want a better manager that will take the club further. You know, with the 250 million he has spent in those years, we should be challenging for a title, and we're not. We're fighting for 4th place to get us in the Champions League, which will generate a big load of money for the club, and we won't win it. And I'm sorry, that's the way it is.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this as well. While we're on, while you mentioned money there, Liverpool, the squad we played against, they were only 60 million more than us.
Mm,
And look at the gap. We're talking hundreds of millions. Our gap,
mm.
um, and it proves a lot of it is in the manager. And I'm not saying go get a manager like Klopp, you. But I don't doubt that Arteta has made internal progress because we don't see that. I don't doubt he changed the culture, but it's all good changing the culture. But what are you producing? You have to produce something out of that if
Well,
you're
there
going to
was
change
some
things.
very interesting comments I saw yesterday about this guy. I said I would take Simeone, and this fella said, "Yeah, but Simeone plays boring football and wins 1-0." Well, I remember the George Graham days, and the classic chant was 1-0 to the Arsenal,
Exactly, and it
and
still
we lost
sticks to this day.
one game in a season, one game, nearly
Yeah,
went invincible, and won the league. So, would I not want to take that? I think I'd take it. I'd take it. If you're winning
yeah,
games, I mean, all right, we had a fantastic back four in them days. And the only reason we lost that game to Chelsea was because all of that back four was out, injured,
yeah,
and one was in prison. So we lost that one game. So I'd take it, because at the end of the day, Simeone, there's a lot of players wouldn't be at this club with Simeone.
he's ruthless, but he's a good ruthless because he'll get things done.
Yeah,
I've wanted him since we
and
sacked
he's proven
Wenger.
record, Grace. He's won stuff,
Yeah,
and
he knows how to win.
he does know how to win. And I had somebody say to me the other day, "Oh, would you take Conte?" All day long,
Hmm.
all day long.
I don't
Oh,
care where he's been before.
no,
That's irrelevant when you come to the club. They're not thinking about, oh, well, I was a manager of Tottenham and this, the history. It doesn't matter. They get paid. It's their job.
mm.
They get paid to be all in with the club. You're excuse the pun for the Amazon documentary, but it's all or nothing when you're a player and a manager. You either put everything you have into that one club, or you do nothing at all.
Well, I think one of the things that summed it up was that, I forget who was it who got interviewed. Was it Edu or was it Vinay? Arsenal have no targets. Start the season, Arsenal have no targets. If you're an elite football team playing in an elite football league, surely isn't it that you want to win the league, win the cups? You want to win every cup you enter? Well, let's get it right. We got to third round knockout of the FA Cup again, and most despicable performance I think I've seen all season against a Div 1 team. And we haven't challenged for the league championship since the start of the season. All right, everybody says start the season, first 3 games, players out injured, blah, 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 blah. Right. So did a lot of other teams. I get it, the first game of the season, Brentford came up, newly promoted. They came out all guns firing. Okay, that was a banana skin.
Yeah.
But we get to the Carabao Cup, semi-final, and we get shafted again. So against a team that we can't compete against. And everybody says, "Oh, well, we can't compete against Chelsea and we can't compete against Man City because they're better than us." Why? Why are they better? Because they have a better management. Yeah, I wouldn't say all of Man City's players. No, well, probably
Majority.
most of them are. But I wouldn't say all of Chelsea's players are better than ours. I think we've got some great players, personally.
Yeah. But it's all good having great players, but if they're managed wrong, they can't. They're only doing what they're told at the end
Look
of the
how
day.
many players, Gracie. Look how many players Arteta has peed off since he's been here.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
A young guy we bought, and he played 45 minutes in a pre-season friendly against Milton Keynes. And he's been bigging it up, gassing it up with his mate at Marseille all season. And now it's just got into the French national squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's that say to you? And now all of a sudden I see today Arsenal will be in talks to negotiate with Saliba. What happens if Saliba turns around and says, "Sod off, I want to go. I want to go. I want to stay at Marseille or Barcelona or Real Madrid," because all these clubs will be looking at these players because they have scouts. What did Arsenal do? We sacked all ours during COVID, got rid of them all. Now I don't know if we've recruited since. I don't know. I've got no information, but the way we treat players. And I will say, yes, I agree that Aubameyang has got attitude problems. He had it at Dortmund, but a decent manager like Guardiola, Simeone, Klopp, Conte would have managed that. They would have come to a solution. They'd have sat down, sorted it, done whatever they had to do. Arteta does not have the man management experience to deal with that sort of player. And so what happened? Arteta got the ump, didn't play him because of disciplinary issues. And I don't agree with Aubameyang's disciplinary issues. He's out of order. If you're contracted to play for a club, then you turn up on time and you do the right thing. It's a fair play. But no, what did he do? Just
got rid of him on a free.
Got rid of him on a free and we paid to terminate his contract.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to share the screen. I haven't done this before, but we're going to see how it goes, which is quite interesting. This little comment here. Hello from a Finnish player. Well, this guy right here is smashing it up in the Liga, scoring in majority of his games since being at the club. And that's what we were all saying, wasn't it? That he was finished, that he was not good enough. Well, doesn't that just prove that it was down to a management and not the actual player himself? Because he's being managed properly there and he's managing to score. What happened with us? He wasn't in the right positions.
But in fairness, Aubameyang's getting a lot better service there than he was getting from our midfield. So we have to take that into effect. But we all know if you're happy in your heart and mind, and you're looking forward to turning up on the pitch, and you're looking to do the best you can, then you will, to the best of your abilities. I clearly don't think Aubameyang was. I think he was pissed off with Arteta. I don't think he liked Arteta's tactics, and I think there was a rift between the pair of them. Because I still say I think Arteta's an arrogant man. Yeah. And he was an arrogant player. So what's changed in that time period? I don't believe anything. And the fact I think Arteta is trying to play out as being Guardiola's manager is just absolute nonsense. And his confusing tactics, he's got no style of play. I've never seen yet a style of play. No. I haven't. And when you ask people who are Arteta in, what is his style of play, they can't answer you because they don't know.
Yeah.
And this is the top gooners, supposed top gooners, which don't exist because, we all know what the real top and who the real top gooners were back in the day. But it's just fraudulent nonsense. And it just really does get to the point where it becomes boring, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just it's so frustrating that we just can't do the business. As people like to say, we can't. And everyone else is growing around us, and the gap's just going to get bigger and bigger at the end of the day. With more investment, managers, every team switched up. Look at Watford. As soon as they weren't doing well, they got rid of them. How many managers have they gone through this season?
Yeah.
More than we have in the past, 20 plus years? So, oh dear.
that's because they are wanting to achieve something. I mean, I think they're done this season. I think they'll be down, but everybody's sitting here bigging up Arteta. One of the biggest things that's going to change in Premiership football next season is bloody Newcastle United. They are going to be a serious problem next season. I mean, look how they've turned since Eddie Howe's gone there. Look how they've turned themselves around.
Yeah,
and they bought a few decent players, in the January window, and fair play to them.
Yeah,
they're doing very, very well. And with the summer transfer window, with the money they can offer to players who may not want to go there, but they've got serious dollar. Whereas we might say, right, we'll give you 150 grand a week to whoever, a top. I mean, a class striker. I won't say world class, because who was the last world class player we ever had? I would say Alexis Sanchez, personally. But they can turn around and say, whoever it is, well, we'll give you 225 a week. Now, we all know there's no loyalty in football now. It's not like you're brought up with a club. If you're buying players from abroad or wherever, you're not a lifelong Arsenal fan. So if somebody offers you 225, that 100,000 a week, you're going to say, all right, thanks very much. And you're going to go, aren't you? I would. If I was coming from abroad, if I was coming from, say, I don't know, Lille, and I'm a good striker, and Arsenal will say, we want you, make the phone call, talk to the agent, we're going to give you 150 grand a week, and match bonuses, score bonus, da. So, really want you to come, blah, blah, blah. And then Newcastle turn around and say, well, yeah, we really want you, we'll give you 225. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I know what I would do, that's for sure.
Your career is short. If you're a 25-year-old kid and you're best of your playing career, you've got to about 33, 34 as a striker. So you're going to take it and say, oh, well, thanks very much.
Yep, retire early. Done. Don't have to work for the rest of your life, do you?
Make your millions, have your nice big house and all the flash cars and everything goes with it, and fair play to them, well done. But, yes.
It is funny. We're going to wrap it up here. As we've been going for nearly an hour, I'm exhausted, if I'm being honest. And I've got a few bits to do this evening, but it was a good chat tonight. I think we've covered everything. And who knows, Arsenal could get top 4. Do you know what? Prove me wrong. I would love to see it happen. But as we've said earlier, plenty of games to play for. Just a quick reminder of what is coming up. I will be doing a show with Del Boy on my channel here on. It was going to be Thursday, but I'm probably going to have to change it to Friday. So I'll keep updated that. And then on Saturday, I will be on Lee Gunnar's channel hosting the quiz for Lee, Kenny, and Jez. So make sure you all go over to Lee's channel for that. It's going to be great. I've been writing away these questions for a few weeks now. So Jez, you're going to have to get your revision books out.
I will be. I'll be starting tomorrow, I can assure you. But don't forget, Gracie, I did send you a cheque for £100. Give us a few.
Oh, for all the answers, yeah. No, it's definitely, it's going to be brilliant.
I know I'll be beaten by Kenny. That guy's impossible to play against.
You never know what could happen. These are my questions. None of you. It could be close. Could be close. Who knows?
Well, I'm not. Yeah, fair play. But Kenny's encyclopedic bloody knowledge is just. I don't know the black man like it. Honestly,
he just absorbs it in. Like
his memory retention of football. Offline, we have chats, Lee, Kenny, and I, and I sometimes I throw one in, and he'll come. Yeah, well, that was so and so in 1982. You think, how can you remember that?
He remembers exact numbers, everything.
I'm like, I might know the player, but oh yeah, no, he did this against so and so. Really? I don't remember that. And I was at the game, and he's like, yeah. Well, you remember? Oh, he's mad. He's absolutely mad.
We love them. We love them all. But that's going to be great on Saturday. So make sure you all tune in for that. I'm going to be putting my Quizmasters hat on, and
Excellent. Now you
you
want to have
never
your
know what
proper
can
hat on.
happen.
You want to have your proper hat on.
I'm going to have to find a hat. I'm going to find a hat. Yeah.
No, have your
Oh, that my
army
helmet, my army
mod.
helmet. Maybe
Yeah,
No, I think I might get. Nah, it's too heavy. Wouldn't be able to hear anyone.
you can actually have a stick and tell us off. Like,
Yeah, order.
mm.
But on that note, everyone, we are out of here. I hope everyone has a great evening. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We are closing in on 430, so it is the road to 500, which is just crazy.
Excellent.
But smash the like, share, do all of that. Get everyone in here. There's a lot more coming. So, and on that note, Arteta out.
Arteta out. UP.